The views and opinions expressed on This Can't Be Adulting are solely those of the host and do not represent or reflect the views of any individual, organization, employer, or entity we may be affiliated with. The content of this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised. Yo, welcome to This Can't Be Adulting, the podcast where two guys who probably should have it all figured out absolutely don't.
Careers, money, relationships. No one handed us a manual, so we're figuring it out the only way we know how, with real talk, deep dives, and a whole lot of laughs.
I'm Herb.
And I'm Derek. And if you're out here wondering, am I doing this right? Trust us, you're not alone.
So hit play, relax, and let's figure this out together.
Yo, what's good? Welcome back.
Welcome back
to This Can't Be Adulting podcast.
TCBA.
I feel like it's been a while, even though
It's only been a week.
the fans, the viewers, like I said, all 6 of you. I think we got 6 now. Got a couple people to start listening now. You know what I mean?
Okay, I've been looking at some views.
I wonder where those views come from. I genuinely would like to know who's listening.
Yeah.
Because
Chime in.
not that I want to be talking about exes here, but I'm going to talk about my ex. And by ex, I don't mean an actual ex-girlfriend. I mean my ex podcast. I used to have that's my ex. Herb, don't get jealous. Don't get jealous.
I definitely am. Hey, when you bring this topic up, but I'm going to let them talk.
Yeah. So that podcast, I used to manage the platforms they used to go on, and we used to put it on Spotify and Apple. And we used to use this this software called Anchor.fm. Anchor.fm would show you where all your viewerships were coming from. Bro, we had a bunch from like Germany, China, like random people stumbling upon our podcast and we're listening. And so like I'm curious to know if we can do something similar, you know what I mean?
It has
like
to be.
Like I mean, I'm sure we could.
It's in the analytics.
We got to look at the analytics to see kind of where it's from. But hey, season 2, episode 15 right now.
Yeah, keep tuning in.
We are chugging along. I don't know if I brought this up in the last podcast, but somebody had hit me up and was like, yo, I appreciate you guys continuously dropping. Oh, yeah. Shout out to my boy Leo, who's working on a podcast back home in Rhode Island. I haven't seen him in years. And he started following me and he commented and he was like, consistency, bro. That's what's up. He was like, I'm working on a podcast with my buddy. It's actually really good. I heard a clip of it. Their shit's legit. Like they got like the angles and shit. And he was like, we need to do a collab. And I was like, hey, I'm down. A couple people been asking for the collab.
Everybody been asking for the collab.
Yeah, the collab with the podcast. We got to set that up. We just going to have to be like on Zoom or something like that. And then kind of figure that out. But consistency is true. It gets frustrating because, you know, me managing the Insta and shit, posting all that shit, I'm always like, man, we got not enough views, not enough. And I'm like thinking about it. And it's not because I'm trying to break that down why I feel some certain way. I want people to listen to what we're saying, not because, why is that? I don't know. I'm trying to break it down. Do I want the attention?
That's what I was going to ask. Like, do you feel like if the more people watch, it adds more value to what's the...
I think it adds more value to what is being said. And I don't know. Obviously, you know, we talk about we talked about this in social media and the shamelessness of people and the things that people do for views and clicks.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be that.
Yeah.
And I also do want, I don't know, I feel like our content is real. Again, authentic. Love saying that word. Maybe people don't think that. I think I strongly believe it is. I strongly believe that, at least I can speak for myself, I come fully, for the most part, transparent.
Yes.
About some of the things that we talk about.
Yes.
And I just think the world needs more of that. We talk about this all the time. And so
I think this was going to be more, as you see more and more AI, authenticity will be valued even more. And I think that's where I see someone start speaking about like afraid that because AI can create these perfect content from our, let's say just from a painting perspective, it can create a flawless painting or a flawless replica of the Mona Lisa, of any of the paintings that we've ever had. What's gonna make the value of paintings is the authenticity of it, the mistakes, the flawlessness, the imperfections that humans have, and that is what's gonna be valued more as we see more and more AI content. That's one of the arguments that people say.
Sure.
That's why I think it is important, and I think you are right that we are for us to be authentic in ourselves, in our content, and what we're trying to put out there to people, because I do think that it'll catch on.
And it's going to take some time, and I think the point is with that is it's all about consistency.
Yes.
Continuously dropping it. We're probably going to have to do some some tweaks to how we post on social media.
Yeah, I was thinking about
To get more people kind of engaged to listen and to want to and drive viewers.
Just
people
we gotta
to
get
our
overall marketing.
Yeah.
Which is a dirty word. I feel like has like a dirty connotation, but at the end of the day, just like I mean,
I'll call outreach. We'll call it outreach.
There we engagement.
We'll call it engagement.
Hey,
there we go. Engagement's the better word.
That's the word.
Yeah,
but
engagement.
as you can see, speaking of changes and things of the nature.
Yeah.
Of the nature.
You see what we got going on? We got some plants between two ferns.
Yeah.
we got the lights. We got the little lights up here.
Yeah, you can see up there.
Shout out to the homie Christy. She helped me through all this while Herb was in Brazil. We went out.
Obrigado.
Obrigado. Oh yeah, Herb was in Brazil.
You said did.
We talked a little bit about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So was in Brazil. He said
see,
it was.
as your boy, you see, got the little tan on me. I'm looking Brazilian.
Bro, you look the same.
Again, I got a little tan. I was in Brazil. They were telling me, hey, you American. They thought I was Brazilian. It's crazy to see, like, until I said something, because it's a lot of light-skinned, light-eyed individuals in Brazil, and they like, I was like, damn,
really?
Oh hell yeah, bro! I saw a whole lot of herbs out there. I was like, damn. Until they started talking, they was like, "Fool is fool." I was like, I don't speak. But I couldn't even get a word. I couldn't get the words out.
Yeah.
That's all I knew was thank you. I was just saying that. It just reminded me of like you see like people in America and they're just saying like thank you. I get it. Like you learn one word. That's all I knew the whole time.
Say.
Thank you and banheiros.
What's that?
Bathroom.
Oh, banheiros. Okay.
But yeah, that's it. But yeah, I'm back.
He's back. The boy's back.
The boy back.
And while that happened, went out and bought some plants.
Yeah.
I spent a lot on these fucking plants. These are actually nice plants. I got to water them here soon, too. We got the lights, and we're going to get some signage here soon that we're going to get up there. We're going to look a little bit more legit, right? We're working on some stuff.
We're trying to improving for you guys.
Definitely improving for y'all.
This is all about the fans. Although we giving authenticity, it is about the fans.
It is about the fans. Herb, what you drinking over there?
As I was going to say, the next part is, as you can see, we have these cups. Typically, we're drinking water, but today, in celebration of
World Cup?
The World Cup.
Because there's a game on right now.
As everyone knows, Derek is a football fan.
That's football, baby. Football.
Oh, also, you need to give shout out to myself, considering that my team has won, Arsenal.
He's an Arsenal fan as of this year.
Go Gunners!
Bandwagoner.
Go Gunners!
His British accent is awful, by the way, too.
Don't do this.
That is terrible.
Don't
what is
do
that?
this. Don't do this. Bruv, don't do this.
That's so in celebration.
Madness, the way you come at my... It's not even funny in it. It's not even funny. Bruv.
Breath. Cheers. We're sipping a little bit of alcohol here. We're not recording on our usual day. Mm-hmm. So it's a day when there's...
This is the lowest day.
Full of World Cup. It's a Sunday. Full of World Cup. So we're like, why don't we just drink a little bit? So we've been wanting to do an episode. Not that this is going to happen this episode where we like get drunk. But that'd be really hard to do in an hour unless we're ripping shots, and we're not going to do that.
Well, we had to do them before.
Yeah, we'd have
and
to
then just log on and then show.
We just drinking.
Like, what is going on? But that'll happen.
Some light shit.
Maybe the last episode of this season.
Maybe the last episode. We can argue about that. Now, before we get into the episode, the actual topic of discussion, the one thing that we haven't talked, because when Herbert gets here, we catch up and all that, is the big news from last night. Congratulations to the New York Knicks.
That's crazy.
I fucking hate the Knicks. I hate the Knicks, and I hate their fans so much. I was so mad. But congratulations.
Honestly,
what are your thoughts?
Okay, that's because I'm a fan of basketball, not of the Knicks, not of the Knicks, of basketball. It's sports in general. But it was great to be like, you know what, I witnessed, and it's so funny, that's why I brought the Arsenal thing. Like, I was like, dang, I witnessed Arsenal win and the New York Knicks win in the same season.
Yeah, 22 years for Arsenal, 40 years for the Knicks.
Yes.
40 years since 1986 was the last time the Knicks won.
I thought like 50s or the 73 or something.
Well, let's look it up, actually. I thought it was
like 50 plus years.
40 years. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think they won in the 70s, 73. But regardless, crazy for them to be able to see them win that and how they did it, like the comeback of each one of the games, like that was crazy.
You're right. 1970, 1973. I don't know where I got the 85, 86. Oh, you know what it was? I was listening to a podcast about Chicago sports and about what's happening in Chicago with the Bears. You hear that whole ordeal? What's happening?
They're trying to the stadium. Where
they're trying to move the stadium, and they want the taxpayers to fund it.
Yeah, of course.
I just stumbled upon this dope ass podcast called the Jam Podcast.
Okay.
It's 4 young black guys, like genius, like the conversations they have, the realness around what's going on in the world. Like, man, it's good to see young people of color know what the fuck is going on, because a lot of time I watch a lot of fucking political commentator, and it's all, no offense, it's all white people. And so for me, for a while, I've been looking for, I want to hear a different perspective or different voice on progressive values and progressive views. These young cats are super like just on point, and they say it how it is. I'm like, fuck, that's how I feel. Let's go. Anyways, they're from Chicago.
Yeah.
They were talking about that. Chicago hasn't won since 85, 86.
Yes.
And that was what stuck in my head.
Okay.
And so going back to the Knicks, my bad. 70 cents. That's crazy. That's 50, 55?
Yeah, we weren't born, bro.
Oh, obviously we weren't born.
I'm just saying though, that's just crazy to think. Like New York is the mecca of basketball, like the home of basketball. Like it's the mecca. Like you see Madison Square Garden, you got Rutgers Park.
That's what I was thinking.
Man, you have the you see New York in basketball, and to think that they haven't won since then is crazy. And for us to be able to see it, it was actually pretty.
I'm a hater.
As a
certified hater, as a Boston Celtics fan.
Yeah.
Fuck the Knicks. Yeah. All right. I personally never thought that they were that fucking good, but they were that good. They were playoffs. That good. It was insane.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I was just upset because I felt like the Celtics always had a more talented team, but we're a bunch of choke artists, so it is what it is. I love Jalen Brunson. There's no denying that. That dude got.
You talking about that dog?
He got ice in his veins, man.
Ice man.
Upstanding gentleman, and not that should impede on how his skills are, but he's just like he's a soldier.
Yeah.
I also had to check myself because I was getting really upset. You know, I'm a fucking emotional. I be getting upset about shit that doesn't even concern me, doesn't even matter. But like, I got really mad after Game 3 when the Spurs won in New York. And the Knicks fans were doing that shit to the Spurs fan. That shit got me mad. Then I had to fucking realize, like, that was a small subset of fans. They don't speak for all New York fans. They probably weren't even diehard Knicks fans. They were just opportunists.
Yeah, you know how that shit goes.
And that shit probably happens everywhere. Like Boston doesn't have the best record. Fucking racist ass town. Like, we ain't got the best record. You know what I mean? So I had to put myself in check with that. But I still don't like Knicks fans, so fuck y'all. And fuck the Knicks. But also congratulations.
And the only thing I hated was seeing the number one Knicks fan on TV, fucking Stephen A. Smith. Give his
but he also ain't the number one. He just I know he's from New York.
He always I'll give it.
He's always talked about.
He always been a Knicks fan. Like I'll give him. He done been with us Knicks. But I understand what you're saying too. Like he done rode on some other teams as well.
Which is fine.
But I also on the flip side of that, seeing Mike Brown get his first not Mike Brown
coach.
Mike Brown get his ring, and as a LeBron fan you're like, you know what, I'm glad Mike Brown was able to get a ring. I also have issues
with that too. That dude fucking failed up, man. I'm sorry.
Failed up?
Bro, tell me what he took the Kings. He was with Cleveland when they went to
the playoffs.
Yes. He had a great ass team.
Yeah.
I feel like every team he's been to after that has been a complete failure.
No, then he
was with the Kings and they went to the first round of the playoffs and they lost.
Then he had to take a setback. He went to the Warriors.
Yeah, and he was
assistant
coaching.
He got assistant coaching, got some rings there. And then he went over and he made some couple more runs, and now he got to the Knicks. I
just don't think Mike Brown was the reason they won. I think they would have won regardless, even if they had Thibodeau.
That's not fair.
Straight up.
No, hell no.
Hell yeah.
Hell no.
You don't think Mike Brown, out of all the coaches in the NBA, you don't go, Mike Brown is one of the best coaches? Nah, you think Spoelstra.
If Thibodeau would have been it, first of all, everybody been hurt. Hart wouldn't have been able to play.
Why is that?
Because he don't play nobody. He only plays 6 dudes, 5 at most. He only played 6 just to get one because Cat gonna foul out.
So you think they won because of Mike Brown?
Yeah. When's Thibodeau ever won?
He built that team up, bro.
What has he ever won?
He built that team up. That's a good point. He won with the Celtics as an assistant coach, though.
Okay, then. He had his fair shot in Chicago.
But also, Mike Brown didn't win anything either until now.
At least he was getting there. Thibodeau couldn't even get there.
I don't know. I find it weird, and it's also difficult but I find it weird that you can get fired from a team for not doing well and just continuously like keep going out. There's a couple.
That just saying like just because you get fired don't mean.
Well, it's the same thing in soccer. They do the same thing. Look, Mourinho, who was with Real Madrid years ago, and he's significantly dropped. Like been with Spurs. I think he was with Chelsea. He was at Galatasaray. He's at Roma. Kept going. He just got the Real Madrid coaching job again. He just got it again, and I'm like,
splitting the ball.
But he's been one of the few coaches that has actually won some shit. But in his early days, he hasn't won anything crazy recently. I think he took Roma to the Champions League final or some shit like that. But like, it happens in every sport.
Yes.
You have a limited pool, talent pool.
Absolutely.
You do it in NFL. People
go.
get fired. You go everywhere.
There you go.
Look, as much as I'm clearly hating, seriously though, congrats to the Knicks. I mean, that's huge, bro. It
nice
feels good.
We saw.
And also, you know
history.
what? Low key, shout out to Zoran Mamdani, man. I'm proud of you for that, bro. Proud of you for that. That's why I'm happy.
So
my
you're not
boy.
gonna get it. You're not gonna give a shout out to the other Knicks fan that showed up for
Oh,
game
that one game that shut everyone out.
Yeah, fell
the other
asleep.
Knicks fan.
They got up there,
man.
knocked out in the damn suite.
This guy fucking A. All right, we spent a lot of time talking about other shit.
After
Herb,
the intro.
tell us what we talk about today. And part of the reason why we're drinking, because this is a fun episode. It ain't even that serious, but it can be serious, actually.
That's true too. It depends on what your experience has been. Yeah, well, we talk about a little spookiness.
Spookiness.
Oh, that's so funny. It's like I can hear the sound, like the ghost sound. But we're talking about spirits, ghosts, afterlife, and just kind of maybe like what your experiences, beliefs.
Yeah.
What they may look
I think
like.
it'd be a fun little episode to talk about that.
Agree.
We talk about a lot of serious stuff, and I don't think it's a bad thing. And this is a little fun one to be like, what's up? On a Sunday, we drinking a little bit.
Let's hear about it.
Yeah, the boys back from vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we was talk about that, and I do think it's an interesting because when I was thinking about this, I was thinking more of like the afterlife and what's the belief of it and what everyone, because everyone has crazy beliefs. But let me start off with this. Let me start off with this. I'll start off with a stat. Do you know what the percentage of Americans are that believe in ghosts and spirits?
Percentage that believe in ghosts and spirits. I would say, man, I want to go high. 67%.
It's lower.
Really?
Yeah, it's lower. Yeah.
47.
Close. So between 39 and 46% of Americans believe in ghosts and spirits.
Really?
It says 39% of U.S. adults believe ghosts or spirits of dead people can come back in certain places and situations, with about 42% disagreeing and the remainder unsure.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. When you said ghosts and spirits of dead people coming back, that makes it different because I'm thinking like Christians gonna believe in like spirits and not necessarily like dead people, but like an angel.
Is an angel considered a spirit in the Christianity religion?
Man,
or all the umbrellas and all that?
It got to be something, right? It has.
But
to
I don't. This is a good question. I mean, if it's a conversation.
Then like demons, angels and demons, they have to be like types of spirits. They're spirits.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So yeah, I would say.
What did you grow up believing?
As far as like ghosts
from Arkansas, yeah.
Okay.
Was it from a religious context or was it?
I believed in angels. I've never believed in like demons for some reason, which is very convenient.
Very convenient, considering you're always the man of, if there's a bad going on, there's got to be some good over here. You are that king of that. It was more so
like I didn't just believe that people would be, because when I think of like demons, you would think of like, I'm thinking of like people being possessed and the whole, God, what's the movie that
Exorcism.
The Exorcist. There we go. Like there we go. Like, so that's what I was thinking of, like somebody say demons. I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily believe in all that. I mean, people like, I don't know other people that get possessed. But then like, as far as I would say growing up, my grandmother was always saying like she would always say it ain't the dead you got to worry about, it's the living. So like believing in like ghosts and stuff wasn't something I really, I guess I didn't really think about it as far as like thinking like believing in, like I don't think I necessarily believed in like ghosts.
Where did you get that belief from? Whatever belief it is that you have, is it a religious context? Like I said,
I think so. Just more so being around other people that like my family. I don't recall anybody in my family that's been like, oh, I see ghosts. Like people always had these like they've seen like their old, dead loved ones at times, but nobody ever felt like my family members be like, oh, I saw like
specific examples.
Yeah, like my one of my cousins felt like she saw my auntie on the edge of her bed, and she was really scared and told her, hey, please don't come back again, and she never came back.
And was this at a specifically tumultuous moment in your cousin's life?
No,
just randomly popped up.
She had just passed away. It was very recently.
After she had passed away. It was very recent.
It was very recent after she passed away. Even when my dad passed away, I felt like I had this one moment of like being like having this connection of like him and I being in this specific place. It's so funny because we were like downtown, and I was just like looking out onto like a dance floor. And we were just out, and it was just like shortly after I got back from Arkansas or whatever, and it just being like, you know what, everything's gonna be okay. Like this is my life, like everything's gonna be okay, and him being like happy with it. But I never felt like I seen like a ghost or anything like that growing up. So I don't know. Yeah. That's kind of like all around. But yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. That's kind of been my experiences and my belief. I really didn't believe in it, but I've had people tell me stories of it that I necessarily didn't. I don't know if I believe them.
What do you think of what did you think at the time of the movies, the shows?
Now those are big things.
The culture of it all.
Like the whole we had the whole.
Did you believe that it was
No, because I've done the Bloody Marys, the Candymans.
Oh, I remember that shit.
Now that scared the shit out of me. I
When
wasn't
we were
really
young, Bloody Mary,
Bloody Mary,
Mary.
Candyman.
Yeah,
And then even in
Candyman.
Arkansas, we have this thing called like the Headless Horseman. Well, I think everybody has a Headless Horseman, but like there's another one like there's a train lights that you see that they keep approaching you, but they never get to you. There's a whole lot of spooky stories that are out there, and every Halloween they even do on the news channel. They would do like a segment on the Arkansas legends, and they would tell like all the ghost stories of the Arkansas.
Yeah.
There's one of a girl who died on the way to prom, and now when you drive through and it's raining, you'll see this little girl out, and people pick her up and drive her home, and people ask like, get to the door, and they're like, hey, I got your daughter, and like, you know, the mom like, my daughter died 15 years ago, but she visits these people. So it's like you hear those things. I didn't experience them, but they were cool to hear. I don't know if I believe them.
Very interesting. I got so much like I want to delve into like the psychology of why these stories have come up, why these legends and myths have come up. If they are they rooted in truth? Are they rooted in misinterpretation of events and situations that have happened? Me coming more from not coming because I'm not a scientist, but like I like to dip my toe into science a lot. Clearly, through that, I tend to take a scientific lens to it all.
Yes.
And just be like, I just think that we as humans, whenever we can't explain something, we automatically go to the supernatural.
Absolutely.
That's what we do all the time. You know, this is why everyone's like, oh, I saw a UFO. Why? Because you just don't know what it was?
Yep. There we go.
You just don't know. Just because you can't explain it doesn't mean that it's got to be this.
Yes.
And so that's interesting. Now, with that said, growing up, I did believe in ghosts and spirits.
Okay.
I think mainly from culture. I don't think it was necessarily a religious thing because we weren't hugely religious. It wasn't like I thought, oh, when you die because religion says you got to go to heaven, there's an angel. Like, I think it was more of like seeing not just like movies, because movies are fictional, but a lot of them would say, oh, based on true events, based on true stories. Like one of the things was like the Amityville Horror. Remember that movie?
Yep.
That took place an hour and a half from where I grew up. So that's in Connecticut. So I'm from New England. New England's old.
You visit the house and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's like we've got plenty of places that are supposedly haunted because people have been around.
Yes.
Yeah, is this great? I mean, the same thing with the South, though. I can imagine.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so there's all these things where you're like, is that really true? Now, personal experiences, I haven't experienced something myself personally. However, I have heard stories from people close to me. You know, prime example, you bring it up when your father passed away. When my sister passed away, there were stories being told around that immediately when she passed away. Like, for example, my sister passed away. She was in a hospital in Nebraska when she passed away. I flew out to her immediate family. We stayed there for 2 days. We flew back, and then I had a bunch of family at the time in Florida. They all rented cars and drove from Florida up to Rhode Island for the funeral. It was all crazy. And from the time that we got back to Rhode Island to the time that they got from Florida, it was like 2-3 days. Apparently, there was a pigeon that like sat on my dad's car for those 2 or 3 days, and it wouldn't leave. It wouldn't anything like that. Now, my sister was very sick, and so before she passed away, she could not, TMI, but this is part of the story. She couldn't use the bathroom on herself, so she had a bag tied to her stomach, and that was where the poop came out and everything like that. And my dad was like, "Yo, the pigeon's poop was the same color as your sister's poop when she like it was like literally the same thing. It wouldn't leave. They were able to pet it." Like the whole 9 yards, and they were like, that was your sister, right? There was like stuff like that they would say. I remember there was a story told by my mom's best friend who had a really close relationship with my sister. My sister loved her to death. Her name is Edith. Shout out Edith. She was telling me that like before the funeral, she was sitting at home and by herself, just like contemplating everything, and then she felt like somebody was there. She felt like someone's presence, and she was just like, Natasha, if that's you, just like, don't scare me, just let me know it's you. And she was like, I swear your sister slapped me on my thigh. Like she would do like, oh my God, Edith. Like my sister would do those things. And she was like, I swear, like that's like I felt it. Like your sister was there with me. And so it's like stories like that people say. I get chilled listening to right? It's like, damn, all right. Now again, I myself haven't personally experienced this, so I also think there's something to say about the level of belief that you have to have.
Yes.
For that stuff to be true. Yep. And so I think you can somewhat convince yourself that something's going on. I don't know if in those instances that was really a spirit or a ghost. It's funny because today, right, I do believe in spirit and ghosts. And I also, like, I've never experienced this, so I don't know where that belief's coming from.
I was going to ask, how can you believe? I feel like mine has gotten further away from that as more of science has gone on. The more I want to say science gone, the more I've delved into kind of the science of the universe and really looking at it like two things could be true in the universe and they're not necessarily reality. Really? And it's like you have dreams, and this is kind of where like your dreams to you, they're real. Like they happen. You did have the dream. They are real, but they don't exist anywhere in this universe outside of your mental.
That we know of.
Yeah, that we know of. That we know of. Okay, that's fair. That we know of. So it's kind of like those two things where it's like you can see. I feel like, yeah, you could feel like you saw a spirit, saw a ghost, had this moment where the rest of the universe, maybe you did have that moment and the rest of the universe, it didn't exist in the universe. And that's kind of like.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Kind of where I go with the.
You're talking about like individual reality, your individual reality versus what's actually out there and what's actually really happening.
I mean, I don't know if is it real. I guess you would say like in that case, if I experience it, but it only exists in the same sense of a dream for me. Does that make it real to the rest of the universe or reality?
Well, I think what you're saying is actually very profound and deep because what you're explaining is essentially what emotions are. Like what you feel inside is real to you, even though nobody else is experiencing them or feeling them.
Yes.
But they can't tell you, you have situations, I don't know why this is coming up, but like with a significant other where you're like, hey, like I feel hurt and sad about this and they can't comprehend it. But it's like, well, I can't deny your reality. Like that's really what's happening internally for you, even though I can't feel it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. But do you feel like, I guess for you, now that I say you as you've gotten more into science, how does that jive with you seeing like spirits or maybe interpreting what?
Yeah, I think everything that has everything that I've read up on, everything that I've tried to learn up on about like the afterlife and the spirit from a scientific perspective is just unproven.
Absolutely,
right? Nothing has been proven scientifically.
Yeah.
I think there has been phenomenon that can't be explained, and again, when we can't, like our minds are built where we want to have certainty about whatever is in front of us.
Yeah.
Having that certainty makes us feel better. It brings down our anxiety levels down.
It's healthier for us. You can't be uncertainty cause unhealthiness.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so when we don't have that, we search for something. And this is why religion came up to begin with in the same place. This is why people believe in God, because it's easy to be like, you and I talked about like what came before the Big Bang. For all of y'all that don't know, Big Bang is the accepted theory, right? These are all theories, accepted theory of the beginning of the universe, that everything in the universe started off as such a compact point, and all of a sudden it expanded tremendously. Didn't explode. I think people confuse expansion with explosion. It wasn't expanded so fast, and everything matter, dark matter, everything in here started that way. And then the question remains, and Herb, you and I have had this conversation, but what came before that?
Right.
And people, we haven't been able to explain that scientifically.
What did it expand into?
Yeah, what did it expand into? And like, when our minds can't comprehend that, we go to, well, there's got to be a God then. There's got to be a God that created all that. There's got to be a higher being that did all that.
Yeah.
And I start thinking about those things, and it breaks my mind because I'm just like, I just want to know, like, was there even a before? And you and I have talked about this. Well, time didn't exist before. There was no time. Time and space came into place with the expansion of that. And I know we're getting a little off topic, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely, because it ties. The way I was going to say that this ties in to the afterlife and spirits and ghosts. So that is because as I've gotten older, one of my favorite TV shows is The Sopranos, and on The Sopranos it was a very debated ending to what happened at the end of the last scene, the cut scene on Tony. Did he get killed or whatever happened? Now, in one of the previous episodes, he's talking to one of the other guys of the family, Bobby, and they're talking about death, and like, you don't even know what happens. You probably won't even see it, and it just cuts to black, and that's literally what the show does. Spoiler alert, I think Tony got killed. But I will also, where I tie this in is that I used to believe in afterlife, and then I seen how vast the universe is and how inconsequential we actually are as humans in the grand scheme of things. So
in the grand scheme of the universe, yeah.
What will happen is the same thing that happened before you were born. You don't remember that, and it was nothing. And then you're gonna die, and it'll probably be nothing. And I know that sucks to hear, and that probably is not what most people maybe even believe in, and even saying it like makes me feel like, dang, I hate it to be that way. I hope that I'm wrong, but honestly, like, what evidence do I have that it doesn't? Like, That's not going to be the case.
Yeah, that is true. And with that said, there are certain things that I just don't think we'll ever be able to get evidence for. There's just certain things that we won't be able to get evidence for. You know, even speaking scientifically, you're right, speaking about everything around the universe, like there are just questions that will never be answered. And just because we can't answer them in this dimension, in this world that we live in, doesn't mean that something else doesn't exist outside of it.
Absolutely.
There's just no way to test it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But I'm just saying, like, man, you don't think in the millions of years, like we are, because we talk about the grand scheme of things of like humans have not been around that long.
Yeah.
So you don't think in a billion years there may not be something that we can some way
technology
that
we'll get so intelligent that we'll be able to figure it out.
Yes.
I don't know. There's a possibility.
Or in the grand scheme of things of like even in the Bible, like, will God have come back by then? Jesus come back by then? Like, if that's real, I don't believe it. But still, you don't think in a billion years there'll be some type of advancement to like understanding what happens?
I do think there's a possibility. I just am a believer that there's going to be certain questions that are never going to be able to be answered because they're going to be out of our testable parameters. And I think that is
like emotional,
a design.
Like you can never.
Yeah, I think that's the design of the universe. The universe has come into play in a certain way where you would violate the laws of physics, the laws of nature. You would need to in order to get questions answered. Like being able to understand what was before the Big Bang is, at least right now, could be, it doesn't mean that it is, but it could be something that's just going to be unanswerable. It's not testable.
You can't comprehend it.
It's not, it's just not going to happen. I think we're going to get so many advances, don't get me wrong. And it's a fascinating conversation to have. It's fascinating to think about, but most people aren't okay with that.
Yeah.
Most people need something, so most people are going to go, well, there means that there's a higher power, a higher being that created this all, so this is where God comes into play. Oh, I don't know what happens after you die, so I have to believe that we come back as spirits, we come back in some way, there is a second life somewhere.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I guess my thing would be like the only thing that, and this is about to go into off into a tangent, I'm gonna come back, but the big thing that I understand is like, because the universe is so vast, why would whatever created it, or whatever, even the universe being its own subconscious of the universe is the thing that created itself, why wouldn't it want to be explored? And then I guess it comes back to like, maybe it doesn't want to be explored by us humans here on Earth, and maybe it's explored by something else. But why wouldn't it be explored? So if that's the case, we know we're never going to be able to explore the universe here on Earth. The way that we always look exploring the universe is that in our afterlife, that we'll be turned into these spirits that can transform and go into like another world, whether that's heaven or another part of the universe, another dimension of the universe. We won't be bound by
the laws of nature and physics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what it ultimately comes to. But I just feel like, because the universe is so big, why would it not want to be explored? Thus, I feel like maybe there must have to be an afterlife.
I think, first of all, but
that's a human thing too.
It's a human, right? We are all, trapped in this human-minded thinking that there's a beginning, there's an end, there's an explanation, and there's this, and there's a reason.
Yeah.
The universe, the fact that you were saying the universe, why wouldn't the universe want us to explore it in a certain type of way or get some of these answers? Well, who says that the universe isn't someone or something? The universe just is. Mm-hmm. It's not doing something for you, for me, or anything.
Yeah, that would be
just
emotional.
Exists as it is. That's an emotional.
It would need to be okay.
Neil deGrasse Tyson has this great quote that he says all the time, even though he contradicts himself all the time. It's so funny. But
Shannon Sharp interview.
Yeah,
interesting.
It was fucking awesome. I love seeing Sharp like. It was great. I watched a bunch of it too. But he says, the universe is in no obligation to make sense to you, me, or anyone else.
Exactly.
It's
and that's
no
hard.
obligation.
And that's the hard part to take.
That's the hardest part, because we want answers. As humans, like I said, we want that certainty.
Because I also saw where, like, man, I'm going to come back. I want to stay on our topic here. But I
think it's all related. It's all related, yeah.
We always get into, like, the reason why, why do humans exist? Why do humans exist? And I think one thing I saw recently, where I saw someone say that the reason humans exist is so that Earth has a way to tell of its existence. And it's
So I
kind of
was
like,
telling you this in the last episode.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
The humans exist as a way for the universe to know it exists or something like that. I can't remember exactly what I said but it was something like that. Yeah, like, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, so like we know about like who else knows
the universe
because we know, and I know there could be other beings out there that know, but damn, knowing is something that's human. Like
it's very human. That's the thing, and we don't. When we can't comprehend,
then why even create us, buddy?
Yeah, why? God damn it!
If you don't want us to know, then don't create me.
The frustration, just I don't want to live. I don't want to live.
I just want to know.
I want to know everything.
I can accept all answers.
Yeah,
because that would be the thing to know. Like, I would love to know the answer to the universe. I can handle it. Like, maybe I can't comprehend it, but at least I can handle it.
What if the answer is 42?
I can handle that.
That's also,
I can handle it.
Those are from a movie. What movie? Help me out. That's from a fucking space sci-fi movie. Is it Space Odyssey?
That's a strip club in Tampa.
2001. Odyssey 2. I can't remember what movie it's from, but the answer to the universe is 42. It's so fucking funny. It's like it's like a book or a movie. Anyways, you got to look it up when you do the editing. What that is.
I'll slam it there.
And so, no, I'm with you, bro. Like, it's insane, and this all ties into the whole paranormal aspect of it, right? The whole afterlife aspect of it, right? I think it has huge ties into the universe because there was also studies done. There's been scientific studies done. I think it was in the 1900s, where they tried to measure whether humans' soul was measurable. And what they did was they would weigh someone right before they died, like literally a minute before they died, and then when they died, they would weigh them again to see if they lost weight, if the soul left, if the spirit left, and nothing changed. And nothing changed. But it was interesting. Like we've been fascinated about this subject.
We're trying to measure it on the wrong scale.
Maybe we are
wrong measurements.
Maybe we are. And geez, this can go into a whole other conversation about what is consciousness.
That part
and.
Cause that's the whole.
That's a mind fuck right there.
Yeah, because we obviously have it. It has to exist, but
like, what exactly is it? How does it work? Why does it exist?
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. You can't. Okay, okay. We can talk back there. But to come back to this, I was going to ask you now. Coming back to ghosts and stuff, and we spoke about some of our stories. Like, what's some of your favorite like ghost stories that you've heard growing up?
Oh man. So I'm trying to think here. So there was in the Latin culture, there was a ghost story called La Llorona, which I believe they made a movie about. It's Mexicans claim that it's theirs, and it was in Colombia too. La Llorona was a way to scare kids and tell them that if you don't behave, La Llorona is going to come. Now La Llorona was a lady who was a mother who lost her child, and so whenever she hears a child crying or misbehaving, she goes and steals them to replace her child. So they make like a movie, but they made a movie about this. It was pretty fucked up, like it's scary as shit. That was I wouldn't say my favorite, but that was a very memorable, scary one. For sure. Same one as you, like the Candyman stories, the Bloody Mary stories.
Did you have like family members that told like passed downs? I mean, that sounded like one that maybe was.
That was La Llorona was the one that I remember the most. I can't remember any like family stories that were necessarily told about that. I'm drawing a blank now. A lot of the stories that like I probably was a fan of. Were just from like culture, mixed culture. You remember the books, scary stories?
Hell yeah,
like those books.
Hell
I used to love them shits.
I read all of those,
all
bro.
Them shits, bro.
All of them.
Them
like, man, that was just.
Yeah, them shits used to be. And some of them weren't about like they were paranormal activity, but they weren't necessarily about ghosts.
Well, one pop out was the person that got buried alive, and then they dug them back up, and they could see where they like had scraped it. And now so you go out there and they still. You could hear the person trying to scrape and bring them something like that. Just those type of stories is like give me chill bumps, and it's like, yo, I could see, but those probably I would say some of my favorite ones growing up.
Yeah, those are definitely the ones that were massive. One thing there's been some scientific podcasts that I've listened to that actually delve into this paranormal kind of thing, and they got the mediums. The people who supposedly claim that they can like talk to the dead and talk to the ghosts. And there's some like really convincing stories, man.
Yeah, man, one of my favorite movies, Ghost.
Oh, with Patrick Swayze.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, that's a classic. In the 80s,
Goldberg.
90s. Yeah. Fucking classic. But these like mediums that legit are like, nah, like I can talk. Like they'll tell you things about like. I'm talking to so-and-so right now. This is what so-and-so is saying. Like, they're fine. They want you to know they're fine. And people are crying and blah, blah. And it's like, again, I've never experienced this.
I ain't going to tell somebody what's real or fake.
But, like, I guess, what are your thoughts on that? Why don't you think it's real if they're able to come up with such specific examples? And
they don't, because it's like the whole, it's just the guy that goes around and does the mentalist.
Yes.
It's the same type of thing. They're using these psychological exploitation, these psychological tricks to make you almost, I ain't saying like a trick, but like manipulation to try to coerce you into specific tunnels of answers that is going to be almost like a horoscope. Like, I don't know if I believe in all those. Like, it's like they're just funneling you down to where it's only a couple answers to the questions that they're asking. It's like it's easy for them to make these guesstimates based on like it's only a couple answers to the question.
I'm not saying that I necessarily believe, but why do you got a really good case though?
Why do you got to go to man? Look,
they drive.
My dad gonna talk to me. He ain't got to go see Whoopi Goldberg to get my dad to talk to me.
You're not a medium.
He ain't got to go through them.
You don't got the skills.
Well, and at that point, then it's more like so. What's the driving force behind like who controls this environment? What's the reason why like who's overseeing
people
this?
Are just born with it. People are just born with the ability to. That's what they all claim. The mediums, they're like from a young age, from a young girl, a young guy. I was able to communicate with spirits. They were able to talk to me. And
none of these spirits ain't told you the lottery numbers.
Why would the spirits know the lottery numbers though?
Why not?
But like, why would they? You think they're chilling at the state capitol overlooking someone's shoulders? Let me get the lottery numbers.
Give me something.
But the lottery numbers are picked in live.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Where are you about that?
I know. I need to make some money off of this.
What do you think spirits? What do you think their goal is? Do you think they're all knowing because they're spirits? Is that why? And now they can give you lottery numbers? Like, I just think there's dead people that are just remembering the past. And that's
if you know, so damn, you a dumb dead person.
Why would they be dumb?
You carry your same IQ into death. That's
I think you got more wisdom. Sure, but that doesn't mean you can know all the lottery numbers and know who's going to win the World Series.
Well, then look here, Dad. If you're going to come to me through a meeting,
you better come with some fucking value, dog.
Grandma, Dad, Uncle, all y'all better come with something that's going to make some money around
Herb said if you ain't coming pushing value.
If you're going to have to go through a medium, then don't come with anything that ain't going to make money. Other than that, just come to me directly. Mm-hmm. Like if you got to have a conversation, come to me directly. If it's got to go through a medium, please let some money be involved.
He said, come with value.
That's what I say. Now, I didn't even ask. So, what do you believe in the afterlife then?
What do I think happens after? Essentially, is what you're saying.
Yes.
It's hard for me to say what a strong belief. I don't have a strong belief on what happens. I don't know. What do I want to believe? Is a different story. What do I actually believe that like happens?
Yeah.
I honestly think that we just die. I think we just die. Now, again, putting the scientific lens about it, we equate death to us no longer being here physically. Mm-hmm. The reality is physically is more of an eternal thing than anything else, and people don't realize that. What's really gone is our consciousness.
Right.
That's gone. Yeah. But physically, you'll always be around because you are just a culmination of cells, of atoms, of molecules, of the universe, atoms.
Come back. Yeah.
It's a recycling thing. You'll always be around. We are all here because we came from stars that exploded, from supernova.
Yes.
Supernovae create essentially at the core of these suns, they create all of the elements that are in our universe. Right? Some stars are heavier than others. Some are lighter than others. The heavier the star, the more gravity, the more pressures. Yeah. More pressure means you create the larger elements, the gold, the aluminums, the uraniums of the world, that type of a thing. We are all just recycled stardust, which is a beautiful thing to think about.
Right.
But and also when we pass away, whether we get cremated, whether we get buried, we're going to decompose. We're going to go into the grass. We're going to feed and provide vitamins and minerals to the soil. We either get cremated or our atoms physically, we will almost always be around until the universe is no longer in existence. If that ever happens,
yes.
That's what I think happens. It comes down to your consciousness. Okay. And then we start talking about, well, what does consciousness mean? How does that get created? Does it go somewhere else? Like that piece of it. You ever watch the movie Soul? Pixar movie? Soul. It's a Disney movie, Disney Pixar movie.
No, I don't think so.
It's a decent movie. Like them Pixar movies that they've been doing recently are really good. Like Inside Out. Yeah. Really good about that. Like Soul. Yes. Soul touches on this aspect of it. And their idea is that we all have a soul that is picked from before you were born. So when you're born, they have all these little souls in this little area, and they go, okay, you're going to go into this body, and your soul is this type of character and this type of thing. When it dies, the soul comes back down, and it serves as a role model to the new baby souls. It's a really interesting concept to think about, type of a thing. And so I think the soul, the consciousness, all that's what ends up I don't know what happens with that. Does that go somewhere else? And that's what I think is the essence of what people believe are ghosts, because there's nothing physical there. It's just an apparition. You can't physically touch it. You can't physically feel it. It's the essence of who the person is. Essence of who a person is your soul, is your consciousness.
Right.
I don't know what happens with that. Is that something that actually exists after? I don't know. Is that what goes on to heaven for the religious folks? Is that what goes to hell for the religious folks? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Oops.
Like I said, like I feel like as I've gotten older, I used to believe, grew up in church and religion. I thought I was going to heaven. That was the whole thing, or hell, depending on your life.
Bro, you going to hell, dog.
That's why I'd be like, because then I'd be like, man, heaven ain't ready for me. It ain't.
It ain't ready.
And I ain't ready for heaven. But that said, now that I've gotten older, I honestly at one point, as I've gotten more into I was like, oh, we just go into the universe. But then it's like, what, we just flying spirits around the universe?
Yeah.
Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah,
like, what is that? What form are you even be in? Like, how? And the whole reason why I want there to be some form of afterlife with this consciousness, this exact consciousness, is that so I can speak to, like, I again want to see like my dad again, speak to my grandma again, my uncles again, like those loved ones. So that would be nice. But then it's also like, if that exists, then that means there's also bad people that must exist. And what about people that murdered other people? Like, do you get to see them in this next life? So I don't.
So it's just another world, another that's similar to this.
There
with
we
good
go.
and bad people.
And I mean, what do I want it to be? I guess, yeah. Hell, give me World 2. World 2.0.
You want to continue living.
Yeah, this is pretty
some way,
good.
shape, or
Hell
form.
yeah, this is pretty good. This ain't that bad, bro. I mean, it can get bad, and it's getting bad, but it ain't even getting bad. But it's pretty.
But also, when you die, you're gone. It's just, it might just go into, it might. I'm not saying that, but like if it just goes into, it doesn't matter.
It don't matter. Then it don't matter because
right?
I don't know. I won't know. I'm not.
It's just like we don't know what was before us.
Exactly. You don't know what was before you. You just all of a sudden you were born and that exists, and then once you're gone, and the universe is like, yo, that's it. Like, why are y'all asking about all this other stuff afterwards? Enjoy your little 30, 40, 50, 60, and then that's the end of it.
Yeah, bro, dying young, bro. The average age span is 78 years old for men now.
But back when they was eating organic and back in the the caveman days, they was only living like 30.
Yeah, but that was because of like predators and the nature and stuff like that.
I'm just saying they act like life was better back then,
because that's like what my fun facts about.
Yeah,
it's like very interesting.
It's funny because they act like life was better back then, and now they was doing. And everybody want to go back to then.
Hold on.
I'll step back.
Hold on. I got qualms with this one. Just because you might have died younger doesn't mean that life was necessarily worse. I don't think that's an
Explain
equation.
that one.
Well, I think because it's not about length of life; it's about quality of life.
Well, you only have so much quality of life in the beginning because of the way humans are born.
Yeah.
The first parts of your life, you don't even get to remember. So if you die at 30, you don't even remember the first five.
Okay, that's 5. You still remember 25.
Yeah,
that's
but
still
25
a lot. And
30,
if it was 25 quality life, and look, it might not be quality in the sense of like you got to go hunt, you got to go get your food, but like, it could also be. And I'm not saying either way. I just don't think I don't think you can say definitively because the lifespans were shorter that meant that life was just brutal or
I don't say brutal. No, not brutal.
Like much more like not enjoyable, because that's not what it's about. Because we concern ourselves very much with the length of life nowadays, how it's going on there, but most of that is spent very unhealthy by a lot of people. And health is wealth.
I'm with you on that part.
There's a lot of unhealthy. Like, we could keep people living until they're 95, living on a fucking tube.
Yes,
going to
absolutely.
The air.
That's not fun. That's not fun. But no matter what, now that we know how long humans can live, we have a little bit of baseline. Dying at 30 will always be young.
Of course, dying at 30, but that person
40.
doesn't know or care though if they're dead.
40.
Yeah, but that
Still
person
young.
doesn't know if what if they lived a great life.
Of course.
And they lived life
it's
suddenly.
not saying that you didn't live a great life.
They were happy
just
the whole
saying that
time.
you still lived a short life.
Sure, but the argument here is, the debate that we're having is whether that means that person's life was harder or not.
No, I don't say that.
I mean?
I'm saying shorter or longer is better or worse.
Better.
Yeah.
I mean, longer with a good quality of life is better. I would argue, if I could choose, and let me be very clear here, nobody's trying to off themselves, but if I could choose living 45 years of quality life, good connections, good people, happy, joyful, good community, and then you just die suddenly, over you get to live until you're 85, but you're struggling, you're not healthy.
I don't like this
you're not
comparison
there.
here.
I would choose the first. I would choose the
Okay,
first.
let me ask you this. Now let's just say they both are average. Both are average lives.
Yes.
Which would you choose?
Longer, for sure.
Okay then. Because
sure.
see, I hate how we like to make the it's like saying like I would rather be
I would
though. I'd rather live a life where I was 45, but at that 45 I was a billionaire. I was 6'6". I had the
No, I didn't say billionaire.
and then or compared to like if I was 80 and broke. It's like you're doing the like
That's not what I did though.
The 40 on the highest part and then the 80 on the lowest part.
But that's not what I did though.
I would say this.
That's not what I did though.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you the same 40-year-old life that you chose? 45-year-old life. Would you choose that over living a normal semi-productive 75-year-old life?
You mean the same?
Like no normal.
Normal?
Like you're saying, like good friends, great people, great job, great.
Yeah. Super content, super happy.
Yeah, all that, the whole time for 45 years.
Yeah.
Like
I would choose that. Yeah, I would choose that.
You choose that over living 75 years of just being a normal, like how you live now. You would rather if you would rather die at 45 than let's say you're going to live 75 years normal.
Yes, because at that point it doesn't matter to me. At that point it doesn't matter to me. I'm dead.
Give me my 75.
Yeah, I mean,
give me my 75 basic.
That's you.
Heck yeah.
But there's a lot to say about the quality of life.
I'm all for quality of life.
Quantity of life. We're talking about the actual high quality of life. I think what would be harder would be the people around me. That'd be harder. I mean, like I said, you don't got to worry about the dead. Worry about the living. You don't got to mourn the death. It'd be the people around me that would be affected by me leaving, because I know you'd be distraught if I passed away.
Oh my God! I'll come back on this podcast and I'm gonna be like, God,
and then you monetize off the fact that my co-host died. Here's a GoFundMe page. I need all the support.
Trump, Dave Portnoy.
Sign me
Ben Shapiro coming on as a host.
Oh man, hey, look,
this can't be a door thing. Ben Shapiro co-host here.
Hey, the Daily Wire is struggling right now, so they probably take us all day, bro. They are hemorrhaging all their fucking news here.
I can't wait to get Derek replaced with somebody right. Alex Jones over here. He's in Austin, so
He's in Austin. He ready though. Hey, he got a studio. He broke his shit too, dog.
We trying to get the studio. Hey, you gotta take Derek out. I'm here. Authentic Derek. Hey, I heard,
man. Hey,
no, that's fucked up.
Very, very interesting conversation. We are the time flew. We're coming up on time. Is there anything else you want to add to this topic about the afterlife?
Here I say, as my grandmother would say, do not be worried about the dead. It's the living that you have to worry about.
100%.
At the end of it all.
Yeah, don't be worried.
Live your life.
Yeah.
Enjoy this one. This is the only one we know for sure. Enjoy this one.
Hey, what are your thoughts? Have you guys ever had any paranormal experiences? Ooh.
We need to talk about Casper.
Do you believe in it? And if you do, why? What happened? Did you get some experiences? Like, what led you to those beliefs? But people, we need you to actually comment. Like, just comment. Like, don't text us. You can text us too. You know who I'm talking about. You always text us with your comments. Go comment on the page.
They respond back when we
respond back. Yes, it's good for engagement. It's wonderful. It gets our numbers up.
Trying to get this money right so that we can have this big studio so we can take over the world, and we're going to be much better than the people that are in control now.
Yes.
So
that's what they all said before they got into control.
We'll talk about that.
All right, man. Let's jump into some of these fun facts. So I think your fun fact related to this?
It is not.
It is not.
It is not.
Do you want to go first?
Sure, I will go first. So my fun fact, actually, we talked about it a little bit earlier, is around the World Cup.
Oh, yes, that's right. The World Cup. Hey, we're in the midst of it.
We all know that the winner of the World Cup receives the World Cup trophy. Do you know what happens with the trophy?
Well, it was in Austin recently, and I got to take a picture with it.
Was it the real one?
It was the real one.
Okay.
It gets traveled. This is right before the World Cup.
All right.
I'm assuming it goes with the country for a little bit. The country that wins it, and they get to do the parade with it. They all get to pass it around. That's what happens immediately after. I don't know what happens the 3.5 years after that, before the World Cup. What happens?
Yeah, so what actually happened, there's actually only one World Cup. So the one that they win on the day of, that you see that they raise during the ceremony parade, that one stays with FIFA and goes back to Switzerland.
Oh.
What they get is a replica of the World Cup, and that's what everyone gets to keep indefinitely. Now, they will let the authentic one that you saw, that it will travel to specific events and ceremonies and stuff, but it never goes with the team. It never resides with the team. It only goes to specific events. Do you know how much the value of the trophy is?
Yeah, probably like 25 million, 15 million.
$20 million.
Yeah.
It's
No,
solid
right.
gold. The replica they get is a solid gold plated bronze glow. It's a bronze gold plated replica is what they get, and that's worth around. Some people say something around $5-6 million with the way it's plated, but the actual World Cup trophy is worth about.
I understand not letting the country keep it for the 4 years, but like you should allow the country to leave with it after the World Cup, do their parade with it, do all that, and then give it back to FIFA, and then you get the replica in a stage. Like, why wouldn't they allow
you
it
get
to do
keep
that?
it? We won the World Cup. Give us the trophy.
Yeah, I agree. You should keep it for the 4 years.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
Forever. This is our trophy.
Oh, you're saying they should do more, but it's like the Stanley Cup.
I know.
Stanley Cup.
I know, but damn,
You know what I
I
mean?
guess you only get it for that. Yeah, I guess. But I feel like it's like, look.
So do they get to keep that $5 or $6 million replica indefinitely?
Yes, indefinitely.
Oh,
That
okay,
one
so
you
they
can
do
keep
get
indefinitely.
something.
Yes, you get to keep that one indefinitely. That's typically the
Oh.
one that you will see at when if you go to like a FC headquarters or stuff like that. That's what you'll see is a replica.
I think they should keep the World Cup trophy for the 4 years until it's time to give it up
And
again.
then give it
Like,
back.
we got it. This is ours now for 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
That
That
you
makes
get a
sense.
replica afterwards. Yeah, you can get a replica.
You got a
afterwards.
replica to say, "Hey, we won it this year." After that, you get the
Yeah,
replica.
we get to put you get to put it up in your
it for 4
headquarters.
years.
But then who? I mean, you got a $20 million asset. If you're just
What you
passing
mean? It's
around.
the Federation. You got somebody that you hire security. I don't know why that's like such a difficult thing. These,
I've been watching a lot of these. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts on heists and stuff.
yeah,
I mean,
people are sophisticated, bro.
I mean,
And which is crazy because these are smart ass people, and it's like, yo, if you just use that to actually do,
I don't believe in that.
Work,
I don't believe in that.
You don't think so?
People say that all the time. Like
Holla.
drug dealers, like, yo, if you're a business owner, if you would just actually put that knowledge into a real business, you'd have made millions. That's not true. Because if you would have actually had the
make more
wherewithal
money.
that most people have, the reason why most individuals don't go into doing drugs
Because you
or
make
selling
more
drugs,
money.
no, it's because we know that you go to jail and you get killed. We know there's money to be made in drugs. Anybody is looking to see that, but the IQ is the fact that we understand that the consequence of selling drugs versus the reward isn't there, and that's why you don't do it. That is the IQ. People that don't have the IQ don't see the consequences, and they're like, "Oh, I'll rather
I disagree
sell
with you completely.
Why?
I think it's the complete opposite. What?
Why?
What? Because the risk is worth taking for a lot of people for a lot more reward. You can make
Yes.
way more money
We're not even
running
talking
a
about the-
criminal enterprise cartel system than you would
Absolutely.
being a CEO of a company. Way more
No, I
money.
don't know about way
Way-
more. Not way more.
Bro, these cartels are billionaires, bro.
I'm not saying they aren't. We've got a trillionaire,
Billionaires.
a CEO that are trillionaires.
That's fair, but that's also very far few between. There's
Same
more
cartel
cartel
leader.
members.
No.
Oh, you don't think there's more cartel? Oh, that's a
Hell
good point.
no.
What is that
No,
number?
not
look
even
like,
close.
actually?
Hell no. It's only like 5 goddamn cartel leaders in Mexico.
I don't know. I just think that running an enterprise like that and not getting caught takes a lot more IQ level than
Ain't even
Elon
about
Musk.
not getting caught.
Than
You
a
get
lot
caught.
more
They-
IQ.
you
I think
already
they're.
caught.
I
There's
think
no
they're smarter than
cartel
Elon
leader
Musk.
that is not. Whether you were
Also-
arrested, or not, they know they know who you are. It's not. There's no cartel leader that they don't know who it is. At that level, that's a billionaire that's making billions.
Sure,
there's no.
but they're
billionaire
not. But
cartel.
also, they're not getting caught for a ultimate reason. When I say getting caught, I don't mean getting
Yes.
caught doesn't mean not knowing who it is. That means
Right,
that they're able
exactly.
to buy, just like Elon Musk. Like everything they do is illegal. They're just
with
bought
you.
everything out.
I'm with you.
It's the
I'm
same thing
with
with
you
the
there.
cartel
Yeah,
members.
I'm
They
with
buy
you. I'm
everything
with you.
out. It's just
I'm
a
with you.
way of not getting behind bars.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
part. What I'm saying, like a small drug, like smart drug, like a person that is like your neighborhood kingpin drug dealer, whatever, is not. It ain't. I understand the concept of saying like if they had applied that to something else, they could have been great as well. I think what I'm saying is that downplays what other people have said. No, I'm not going to do that because I know what the consequence is.
I disagree. I definitely disagree. I just think it's a product of the environment. It's a product of like I've already got a record. I'm not going to be able to get hired anywhere else, so I'm going to go down this path.
That's fair.
I'm gonna
That's-
make my
yeah,
money.
then you
Like,
gotta do it that
But
point.
I don't think it's a shot at anybody's IQ necessarily. I just
No,
think
I'm not
people
saying
just do
shot. I'm
whatever.
saying both sides. I'm not
I
saying
think,
that.
I think those motherfuckers are smart as shit. I think
Absolutely.
they're smart as shit.
There are criminals that
and
are
there's also a
smart.
shamelessness around it too. Yes, you got to have a level of like honestly,
smart criminals.
worth the risk.
There are smart criminals,
Yeah.
but I'll say that one of the aspects of being a criminal, again, you deemed for me, is the fact that you are a criminal. If you got caught, then there we go. But I know I've diverged far from what
We
the
have.
value of the
We have.
FIFA World Cup trophy is.
No,
Derek, I'll
that
pass
was
it
good.
over to you.
No, that was good. That was good. That was good. I didn't know that. This one was just interesting. I just got these random ass facts. This does have something to do with what we were talking about earlier. It does have something to do with death. But surprisingly, do you know what the deadliest creature on Earth is to humans? Meaning, what creature is responsible for the most human deaths ever?
I'm gonna take a wild guess. I might know this. Mosquitoes.
100% correct. Ding, 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 ding.
malaria.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes are the deadliest animals on the world. They're responsible for killing an estimated 760,000 to a million humans annually.
Crazy.
They do this primarily by transmitting lethal diseases, causing pathogens, malaria, dengue fever, yellow fever, all of that. And then second is what?
Ooh, second deadliest insect. I mean, second deadliest. Yeah, I have no idea.
Deadliest animal. You do. It's you and I.
Oh, humans.
Humans. Where does
That
the most
sound
human?
right.
Yeah,
We dead. Boy, we'll kill each other
But
quickly.
mosquitoes kill more humans than humans.
Well,
kill.
I don't know what I was listening to, but I saw where they were having an issue with this, and what they did was because only female mosquitoes bite. They dropped a bunch of infertile male mosquitoes into a population, and they couldn't get the females pregnant, so they all died off, and that's how they killed. Like they killed a lot of mosquitoes and
That's interesting.
cleared it.
So they got a bunch of mosquitoes with ED. That's
hell yeah. Well, they been they all getting snipped.
Yeah, the smallest little fucking tweezers.
Yeah, snipped. Yeah, that's it. You know, they all just been snipped and they got back out there.
To finish ranking it off, what's the third most deadliest animal to humans?
Oh, outside of mosquitoes.
So it's mosquitoes 1, humans 2.
I feel like got to be something else that can, like, we encounter all the time, like some type of insect or something, like
There's no more bugs in the top 5.
A real animal, pets, dogs.
Oh, good one. That's number 4. Dogs are number 4. Dogs account roughly for 30,000 to 59,000 deaths annually.
Okay.
The mass majority of them, I didn't know this, result from transmission of rabies. Oh wow.
Oh shit. I remember hearing that back in the day, but I didn't know.
That's 4. Third is snakes.
Oh yeah.
Snakes kill over 100,000 people a year, primarily through venomous snakes. Dogs 4th. 5th. This one is I would never even think to say this at all. Freshwater snails. They're responsible for roughly 20,000 deaths a year.
Because you have allergies? Or?
No, just they carry parasitic worms that cause schistosomiasis, a disease leading to organ failure.
Oh.
Very interesting.
Huh.
Mosquitoes number 1, humans number 2, snakes number 3, dogs number 4. Choco, don't kill me in my sleep. 5, freshwater snails.
There you go.
If you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Hey, thanks for coming and listening to us.
What an episode.
Hey, what an episode. Cheers to the drinks.
Cheers.
Holla. Hey, happy World Cup, baby. Peace.